This is going to be episode 2 of post-gym clarity. Different setting this time. Hopefully I don't sound too sick. Alright. The doggo is being loud. I had to calm him down. No, I don't. Alright, the dog is calm. Episode 2, I've decided. I mean, this might be a little bit scripted, but your boy did a little scripting. Alright. Alright, episode 2, post-gym clarity. Topic of today is appreciating your own company. I think this is a very, very, very not taboo, but I guess, oh my god, I can't think of the word. Unfamiliar, uncharted, yeah, well, whatever those words, whichever of those words work, but a lot of people are so dependent on other people. Depending on that activity is like, I'd say the number one thing is going out and eating by yourself. I think it is a little bit awkward to go to a restaurant and sit down and say, yeah, table for one. It's a little bit weird. People are probably gonna think, oh, what a loner, he's by himself. But I think people should really appreciate their own company. And you can start this with like small steps, depending on what it is. I mean, I started going to the gym with friends because they're the ones that taught me the whole thing with the gym. So that you could start off there, doing an activity that you usually do with other people. You could try to do it by yourself, and eventually you'll appreciate the solidarity and autonomy that comes with being by yourself. There's a lot of freedom that's involved. I would say an activity is like a small step, and then the biggest step would be like traveling to XYZ, whatever place you want to go to by yourself. I think that's the most, that's the beauty of traveling with other people. You have someone and the bond that you create becomes even stronger because it's only you two or however many people you're with traveling have to rely on each other. You have to rely on each other to navigate and spend time with whatever you're doing at that country, place. Shit. Alright. I need some notes. And I only noticed this when I started doing things by myself. First thing was watching a movie by myself, and I only realized it then that it is pretty weird to go to a movie theater and sit down by yourself. I remember I was watching what was this movie? I was watching Oppenheimer, Christopher Nolan. That'd be the only time I'd ever pay money and sit down to watch a movie if it's directed by Christopher Nolan. Anyways, sidetrack. Yeah, I went to see Oppenheimer. I remember I went to the theaters with my mom, but she didn't want to see Oppenheimer. She wanted to see Barbie. I remember those two movies were like the blockbuster release of that month. So I went to see Oppenheimer, she went to see Barbie, and then these two ladies that I sat next to, realized or whatever, they just told me like, oh, like, are you here by yourself? And I just said yeah. And at that point I was like, that is pretty weird. But I also came to appreciate how not a lot of people are used to doing anything by themselves anymore. And especially with social media, obviously corrupted that. Even though it brought everyone so close together, yet it also brought us so far away from ourselves. We're always connected to other people. We're always seeing what other people are doing, but I feel like that gets us extremely detached from reality, and especially with civilization back then, where they didn't have social media. Not everyone was connected. So I really grown to appreciate my own company. Um, Based on like my opportunity in life, I was able to travel by myself without anyone. It was in a way daunting, but I'd say as long as you know the travel process of, going to the airport, going through TSA, XYZ, and you have money, obviously, it's not that bad. I think it's very liberating. You're really exercising your freedom when you travel by yourself. Literally, the whole day is based on what you do, what do you want to do, like. And some people cannot grasp that concept in their head. They always need someone or some feedback from other people, like, oh, what do you want to do? Oh, okay, yeah, sure, fine. Some people cannot think for themselves anymore, and I think that's extremely scary. So I think that would be a number one step of you. The number one step with you appreciating your own company. I think that'd be the number one step with you thinking for yourself again, is appreciating your own company. No one's telling you that you need to do these activities with other people, and and society points it out for you. Like, even with my story with going to the movies by myself, saying table for one when you're at a restaurant, and even traveling by yourself. Having a seat only for you. You don't know the stranger next to you, whether it be the window seat or the aisle seat, and you're in the middle. You don't know anyone in that plane. I get it, it's very, very daunting, but I think people really, really need to exercise and appreciate their own company. And hopefully, this post gym clarity is making even more sense with each episode I go. This, in a way, this is for me. In a way, this for me is practicing communication and presenting big concepts, or maybe they're not that big, but presenting concepts that I have in my head and my ability to communicate that. So hopefully it makes a little bit more sense with this video, with the underlying topic of appreciating your own company. So yeah, episode 2 is wrapped.